Hey, what's up guys? Jamie G back here again. Thanks very much for joining me in today's video. I'm going to go through something I think is going to help you guys out massively for those of you that are running Facebook ads or considering running Facebook ads, whether it's for yourself, your own business, or for other people. It doesn't matter. There's a couple of issues that will pop up from time to time, and it doesn't necessarily mean that when you do this and you create a campaign that the campaign's worth throwing away and that it's not working, all that sort of stuff. Sometimes it's just a matter of, I guess, going through the motions and honing in on what is working. So basically what we're looking at today is how to fix issues with your Facebook ads. Okay, so let's jump into it straight away. No messing around. I'm not going to do these long videos anymore. All right, first issue that can arise from time to time is a low CTR, low click-through rate. Now, I guess if you are new to Facebook ads, I do apologize. I know a lot of people already know what CTR means, but I just thought I'd put it in brackets. Right, so first things first, adjust the targeting. It could be that the targeting is just completely off. And obviously, if you're got something like a cat product and you're targeting dog lovers, then you might get a little bit of crossover, but the likelihood is that you're not going to get as good engagement as you could if you're only going after cat lovers as opposed to dog lovers. So the other potential issue that it could be is that the audience is just too broad. So you might be selling cat product, but instead of it being I don't know, something specific to, say, Siamese cats, for argument's sake, you might be targeting cat lovers in general, cat people that just like cats. Now, cats, I guess, if you're looking on Facebook, that can include big cats like pumas and lions and tigers and all that sort of stuff. So therefore, they don't necessarily love and are passionate about Siamese cats. So therefore, maybe that's just a too broad audience. You need to narrow that down. So just something to think about. Adjust the targeting, number one. Number two, is the creative, the ad, is it engaging? Does it have a good call to action? Does it look like every other ad on the news feed? Now, that's a really, really important one because, I mean, you all know which ads that you will engage with yourself. They're everywhere on Facebook at the moment, can't escape them. So you'll know from your own experience which ones kind of get your attention versus the ones that just look like a crappy ad in your news feed. So you got to look at the actual creative. I mean, is it like if you were looking at that and objectively, would you actually bother to click on it? Would you give it a like? Would you click play on the video? Would you click on learn more or shop now, whatever the call to action is, and then go through to the website? You got to ask yourself that question. So therefore, if the creative sucks and the targeting is on point, then those two things aren't going to line up. So you really do need to make sure that, I guess, the targeting is number one, because you need to put it in front of the right audience. But secondly, and maybe even more important, I'm not entirely sure, but the creative needs to back that up and needs to be something that is engaging for the users as well. So that's the second thing to look through. So the steps to fix that, I'm just going to move my big fat head out of the way. Oh man, look at my hair, it looks crazy. Dude, what are you doing? Should have put your makeup on before you went on camera. Alrighty. Enough of that. Right, steps to fix. So you can narrow the targeting down. It might be that you're targeting something like 5 million people, when in reality it's a finite audience of 500,000, for argument's sake. That's one thing you can look at. Having said that, it probably won't apply if you're just doing localized lead ads, as I would have gone through the last few days. So you just need to, I guess, focus on the actual creative itself and maybe a couple of layers of targeting there as well. Use interest layers. So like I say, I mean, you might have, you got like a Siamese cat product and you're targeting just cat lovers or cat likers. And like I say, one of the issues is that it could be lions, tigers, what else? I don't know. What's another cat? A mountain lion. You know what I mean. Anyway, so what you might want to do is start having a look at, I guess, smaller breeds that, obviously Siamese cats, that would be the first one. But then you got to look at, I guess, people that are super passionate about that particular niche. So you might want to put an audience intersect by putting, where in the targeting section, there's an option to put different targeting, interest targeting, but there's also a little tiny button and it says narrow your audience. So what that does is basically take two audiences and clumps them together. So the people that like cats and like Siamese cats, there'll be a little fine point in the middle there where those two audiences intersect, and that is like the golden nugget right there. So little crazy tip for you. Maybe I should do another video completely just on that itself. But you also want to break out the targeting as well. So I mean, you can just go bang. Here we go. There's an audience of 2 million people, and they like cats. Or you can break it out into age groups and kind of go, all right, 25 to 30, 35 to 30 to 35, et cetera, et cetera. And again, you just want to test thing. I mean, there's no hard and fast rule with any advertising as far as I'm concerned. It's about testing. So test the ad copy, test the images, chuck a video in there if you can. Facebook's launching a whole bunch of stuff to help you create videos. It's not really that hard. Even a slideshow video would go a long way in a lot of cases as well. So just a couple of things. Hopefully that helps solve your low click-through rate issue. Now, next one. If my thing decides to work. There we go. High CPC, cost per click. Right. Does the ad suck? And this goes back to the first one as well. I mean, is the copy, is it compelling? Like, is it something that if you saw it in the feed, would you actually bother to engage with that particular ad? Does it look like just a crappy like any other ad? Like, hi, I'm Bob, and this is my thing that you should buy. Yay. Or like, is it super engaging and it's got colors and something that actually is of interest to you as a person? So would you bother to take an action on that ad? So that's what you got to think of. So therefore, change the image, change the ad copy, try using the video, create a slideshow if you want. You can also try different ad types. Now, things like a carousel or collection ads, they tend to get really good click-through rates. And it even has a little thing when you're going through the ad setup process, recommended carousel ads or video carousel, whatever it is. So if Facebook's recommending that, then maybe you want to just listen to what they have to tell you. All right. Rightio. Next one is the targeting off. And again, I'm going to be repeating myself quite a lot with some of these things because it is a lot of it's just the same sort of stuff, but it's basically how you go through and solve them, I guess. Right. Is targeting off. And I guess to put it into perspective, if you've got a really high cost per click, it might be that your audience is really small. So to give you an idea, if you're trying to target, again, I'm sorry to use this crappy example, but Siamese cats, and there's only like 5,000 people on all of Facebook internationally or in your country that you're looking to target, and that's the only people that like that particular demographic, your audience is going to be tiny. So you can imagine Facebook, doesn't matter how clever the algorithm is, it's really hard for the algo to show your ad to those specific people, also competing with all the other advertisers that are trying to get space for their ads as well, if you think of it in that way. So therefore, it might be just a matter of widening out that audience. Maybe you just want to like increase the size, or click on interest expansion. That's another option, or take away one of your layers, things like that. So there are a few options there, but it's just something to bear in mind. Like if you've got a really finite audience, like I say, it is hard for Facebook to show those ads to those people. Radio, next one, if my thing works. Okay. High CPM. Now CPM, it's cost per mille, or 1,000 ad impressions. I think mil is like, what do you call it? Latin. I think it means 1,000 from what I remember. Anyway, little handy, useless fact for you. CPM. And again, this is going to tie into the next one I'm going to go on to, but I'll cover this for the time being. Basically, high CPM, it means that the targeting is too narrow. And again, it comes back to that thing I was mentioning before, where essentially if you've got I guess a really finite small audience and you're trying to show your ad to it, it's really hard for Facebook to do that. So therefore, it's likely to charge more to show it to those 1,000 people. If there's only say 5,000 people, 10,000 people in that audience, it's going to cost more to show it in there. And of course, that also relates to cost per click, which I'll go into in a minute as well. Actually, no, did I cover? Can't remember. I don't know. Anyway, next one. Lack of engagement. So again, do the ads suck? I mean, it's all very well. You've got the targeting down, you have got the ads up, and you think they're great. But realistically, if you've got a perfect audience and a crappy ad, then nothing's going to happen. Like every now and then you'll get a random person going, oh, this is actually a crappy ad. I'll click on it just because it's crappy. Oh, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? So again, sorry to repeat the same stuff, but ad copy, change that up, mix it up with images, carousel, give that a shot, and just keep going through different types of ad copy as well. So, short, just punchy, hey, blah, 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 check this out, here's a discount, question, calling out the audience, but not directly, of course, but, indirect call outs, you can do that quite easily. And then what else? Long copy is the other thing as well. Chuck in an emoji here and there if you want to as well, just to see if that works. Right, so you're getting a high volume of clicks, but no conversions. Again, sorry, my big fat head's in the way. I don't know where to put it without it annoying everyone. So, right. Again, I know I'm sort of beating the same drum here a little bit. Is the target off? Are the audience just clickers? And this could be, and this is a little fun fact for you guys, but if you think about the demographics that you're targeting, and say, for example, you're trying to sell a property, I mean, is it realistic to think that 18 to 25-year-olds are going to have the budget or the inclination, for that matter, to want to buy a property? Most people, there's exceptions, I understand, but most people won't be in that demographic. Most people that are looking on Facebook aren't there to buy a property or to find information about a property. And even if you disrupt them with a good ad, they might not necessarily want to take up that offer because it's not relevant to them. So therefore, you got to think, okay, maybe they think in their mind, okay, I'm going to be a real estate investor, and they're like an 18-year-old or younger, whatever. So they might actually still quite like the ad. So therefore, they click the ad, like it. That doesn't necessarily relate to a lead or a conversion of any kind. It's just that someone likes the ad. So therefore, is the targeting off? Basically, you got to adjust the targeting and kind of think in the mind of a consumer. And just on that note, just before I move off as well, you also want to think about, I guess, a customer avatar, which would be where they live, how old they are, what their spending habits are, male or female, are they, are they in the upper echelons of income bracket or not? Do they have a certain type of car? Do they work? Are they non-workers? There's all this sort of stuff. So you got to think about what your ideal customer looks like, and then go from there in terms of the targeting. Does the landing page suck? Because and I'm going to cover this in a little bit more detail here, but basically, if you've got a perfect targeting, great ad, and you are getting engagement with the ad, people are clicking through, they're clicking the link, they want to go see the landing page, and they get to the landing page, and it's just like, oh, what is this? Then, of course, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to convert. So, therefore, you need to make sure that the landing page marries up with the ad and the targeting. And this comes back to, further to that point, I should say, is there congruence between the ad landing page? So again, great audience, great ad, and then a crappy landing page, nothing's going to happen. So therefore, you've got to marry up great audience, great image or ad, and then finally a perfect landing page that is designed to capture the lead or make that sale. So is the message the same all the way through? So again, going back to the stupid cat example that I gave before, if you're targeting Siamese cat owners and you've got a page where it's just like random dog products or whatever, is that relevant? I mean, not really. So is there congruence between your message and what they end up seeing on the landing page? Probably not. So therefore, you want to think about those things as well. It's probably something you should think of before you even get to this point at all, but it's just something to bear in mind when you are trying to fix issues with your ads. So again, and just going to cover that as well, sending traffic to the wrong page. So let's say you have something like, I guess, again, just that exact same example. You've got like a general pet store online, e-commerce store, but you're trying to target cat lovers and you're just sending them directly to your random pet store. You might get a couple of sales here and there. You might get a little bit of interest because it's generic, but in reality, you're better off sending them to a specific cat-related page, because why would you just send them to the homepage or whatever other page if in reality you're way better off sending them to a specific page within your site? Something to think about. And then finally, the wrong campaign type. I mean, like, to give you a little hint, if you got a traffic ad, so a traffic campaign is traffic's your goal, and you've got a video views campaign, these are completely different campaigns. So you might have one that is traffic, and obviously Facebook will optimize to get as much traffic as it can for you. Having said that, if you have video views, it is going to show that video to as many people as it can within your audience targeting. So if you think about it, you might be able to get views on your video for maybe 1 cent or less sometimes, when in reality you might have a click-through rate that is just absolutely horrendous. So I've seen some that are like 0.09% click-through rate, but in reality that was never the goal of the actual campaign. It was purely just to get video views and create a bit of an audience by retargeting the viewers. So therefore maybe it's just the wrong campaign type. So you've got to keep in mind these types of things as well. If it is the wrong campaign type, obviously you can just reset that. There are a myriad of different campaign types that you can use, and it's just a matter of finding the right one. So again, like everything in advertising, comes back to testing. That's it. That's yeah, I managed to keep it relatively brief today as well. So look, thank you very much for joining me in today's video. My name is Jamie G, and if you are interested in this type of stuff, so whether it's Facebook ads, lead generation, affiliate marketing, digital marketing, all that sort of stuff, I'd love for you guys to subscribe, hit the button below. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay up to date with everything I'm going to be putting out. Thanks once again for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.